Hello, my name is Andrea Fernandes and I am a teacher trainer. Welcome to the channel. This is the second video in the series Neuroscience and Education, and today the topic is the role of the executive functions in the learning process of the English language. First of all, there is a question. What are executive functions? Well, an executive is someone who decides upon the course of an action and guarantees that the commands are implemented. As adults, when we decide to do something, generally we come up with a plan. For instance, if you decided to travel abroad, you have to decide the date, the place, the tickets, and many other things. But children and even teens are not mature enough to decide by themselves, and they need help when it comes to problem solving. So the executive function is the ability to maintain an appropriate problem-solving set in order to guarantee the success of a goal. However, our executive functions take long to be developed. And why does that happen? To answer this question, we have to understand the brain basis of the executive functions. Well, the areas of the brain involved in the executive functions are located in the prefrontal cortex, which is the last area of the brain to mature and that develops throughout adolescence and adulthood. And again, this means that children and teenagers will need help to execute different functions in an English class. And what are the basic components of the executive functions? Well, they are planning, monitoring, cognitive flexibility, selective attention, and working memory. Now let's think of our classrooms and the learning process. There are lots of activities that we already do, but sometimes without knowing that they are based on the components of the executive functions. Well, teenagers and teens are not mature enough to self-monitor their activities, their actions. Therefore, the feedback given by the teacher to the student in relation to both oral and written output is essential to help the identification of areas for improvement. And the students will be given opportunities to make the necessary adjustments and expand their learning possibilities. Giving instructions and modeling are fundamental for the students to know exactly what they have to do for an action to be successfully performed. And it is always important to remember that instructions need to be checked. Well, in pair work activities, when students have to talk to each other, it's important to respect turn-taking. However, sometimes a student simply monopolizes the conversation and does not give the opportunity for the other student to speak. Therefore, we teachers should show our students strategies and techniques related to turn-taking. Well, games also help inhibitory control, as the students have to self-regulate to follow the rules of the game and wait for their turn in order to play. Creating group stories when one student starts the story and the others continue is also a challenge for self-control and attention, because the student will have to pay attention to the others, wait for their turn, and think of the continuation of the story. Selective attention is the ability to know exactly what we have to focus on in a particular situation without being distracted by the various stimuli of the environment. For instance, listening comprehension activities demand a high degree of selective attention. For that, it is fundamental to conduct pre-listening activities for the students to know exactly what is really relevant to focus on during the activity. Well, that's it for today. I hope I have helped you understand the basic features of the executive functions. Thank you for watching the video and feel free to share the ideas with the teachers that you know. And please remember to subscribe to the channel to know every time there is a new video on. Bye for now. See ya.